show where we talk about our history, our heritage, and our culture.
I'm Amari.
I'm Charisma. Hey, AJ.
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Can't complain.
Excellent, excellent. Yo, so last year was a very
Trying year.
it kept us guessing. It introduced us to a lot of new experience and a lot of new things. One of the things that I was introduced to last year, and a lot of people on social media was the world of investing. It's
Yes.
something that we've all heard about for a long time. But with the development in certain technologies where people, sort of cutting out the middleman and being able to invest right from our phones, more people have gotten into it. Have you had any
And
experience with
all
that?
this time. We have all
Yeah,
this
yeah,
time on our
yeah, yeah.
hands.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to learn more about it now as we speak. I have a few cousins and close friends that are like really, really involved, and they have their portfolios are doing really well. So I'm trying to learn as much as I can in a short amount of time, so I can kind of delve in head first.
Well, this show is the show for you and anybody else who, like myself, who is trying to learn more about this. We're joined by Juwan Rainer, who will be talking to us about stocks, about investing, and all of that from A to Z. So, Juwan, welcome to the show.
Hi, glad to be here. How you guys doing today?
Hey,
Doing
man, it's good to
well.
see you, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's jump right in, man. Where do we begin in this world of stocks? It could be overwhelming. Tell us a little bit about your experience with stocks and how you advise people.
Yeah. So I guess my first experience with stocks was senior year in college. I joined the student managed fund class, and essentially me and 18 other analysts were evaluating a portfolio, building a portfolio of approximately $500,000. I then went on, graduated Villanova, and enrolled at a went to a financial institution, went there for 2 years, and there I was actually an equity analyst for my last year before deciding to basically come back and start giving some of the knowledge that I was able to gain myself and pour that back into my community and pour that back into my family. So, um, I guess to
Amazing.
begin, the first step I advise anyone is to right now, even if you're not working, go out there and open a Roth, and if you are working, open a 401k. I think that's step number one that everyone should take. Look at the long term investment strategy first before you tend to want to go down here and maybe hop on some of the short-term investments maybe on that's like the new sites that I guess Amari, you would mention, everybody are now getting a hold of Robinhood and sites like
Yeah.
Webull, things of that nature, which I think you can also open a Roth or like IRA or traditional IRA in those accounts as well. So you can use those accounts and have long-term investments and also mix and mingle your short-term investments with that.
Well, after you open up a Roth or an IRA, what are some of the other things that beginners that are trying to get involved in the stock market could do and should do?
Okay, I guess after open up a Roth, you then want to start, of course, now accumulating some investments, putting investments in your portfolio. I think you want to start at the basics of getting yourself more familiar with mutual funds. Is where
Hmm.
that's tend to where a lot of people who are growing for retirement funds. That's tend to what you invest in inside your Roth, your 401k, or even your traditional IRA. You invest in mutual funds and even ETFs. So those are some things that I think some investments you should prepare yourself or get the knowledge of just before getting into that. Then once you get that knowledge, because first we want to learn from want to start from the basics, then we work our way up. I guess after that you want to open up a brokerage account and now start buying individual stocks. But of course, when what comes with more opportunity, there's more tasks that you have to do. So now that you have a brokerage account, you don't want to just aimlessly throw your money in some stocks and hope that they go up. You want to be, of course, you want your short term plays to make money as long with your long term plays. So now you want to start doing some security analysis on these stocks. Now you have that. That means just some research. So if you're investing in a company, go look at the company's annual report. Listen to some transcripts of some news articles that review some news articles that the company recently produced. Also look at some earnings calls, because the earnings calls, that's how they're telling you they did over the quarter. So you want to do that, because just doing that, that'll provide you and make you aware of, like, how that company is going to perform. So that's just some due diligence that you have to keep taking on.
Man, so there's two things that stick out about what you said. First, you talked about the long term play. We've seen a lot of cats talking about, oh, I made $50,000 in 2 weeks with, whatever stocks, options, all of those, which would have been through some of those brokerage accounts or something like Robinhood or Cash App or whatever have you. The second thing you
Yeah.
said was due diligence. So, I saw so many, memes or whatever going around saying, yo, invest in Tesla, invest in, right? And they're just telling you what to and go, why? They're not explaining why you would invest in those things. Um, One of the things you said is that, yeah, obviously there's going to be a great risk. If there's a great payout or potential of a great payout, there's also a great
Right.
risk.
Yeah.
How do people go about educating themselves, to be able to play smart, whether it be for short or long term?
Yeah. So the first way you can basically strategize and prepare yourself to protect yourself from this risk is once you're buying a stock, look to see where that stock industry is. And maybe you bought Netflix. Netflix is a telecommunications or a technology company. So so now that you know that, let's say, okay, what are the benchmarks that this company holds itself? Because every company has, whatever their industry is, they have a benchmark where they benchmark themselves off of. And that would be a good indicator for you to know if this stock is actually going to perform higher than expectations, or if I should sort of be in line with the expectations of the overall market. And that would be the first way that you can like hedge some of your risk by just taking those steps and doing and just going a little bit like asking that extra step, extra questions to yourself before you just throw your money in. You're like, yeah, yeah, Elon Musk said buy this stock, but why does he have that? What sparked his the light bulb in his head that made him want to buy that stock? I don't just
Exactly.
he's an
Exactly.
intelligent person. I don't take anything from him. I also want to know what I'm putting my money into. So that's just the first step that you can take. But then you can also, a lot of people now are getting into the hedging or derivatives game, where now a lot of people are seeing that there's stock that they're buying, but instead of buying the stock, they're also now not buying an option of the stock. That's a little bit more advanced, but just to give a little breakdown of what the option is, option provides you with the contract or essentially the ability to purchase 100 shares of a company at certain exercise price and at a certain date. So that's what that gives you. But a lot of people have been jumping in there and hedging some of their security investments, due to the pandemic that recently occurred and stocks were going down. So to save some of their
Right.
money, they bought an option. And that's a way that you could actually, again, just protect yourself from risk.
Well, what are some of the other generic, resources that folks can look to as far as books or, websites or things like that where people can go to find out more information on options and stocks in general, just as they continue to learn and try to become more involved?
Definitely. So sites that you can go on that's free and gives some basic knowledge. You can go on, Charles Schwab, you can go on Chase, you can possibly even just go on YouTube. YouTube is actually now in this era that we're in, you can find a lot of free knowledge without actually taking that additional step of maybe buying a textbook or maybe hiring this person to give me some information. So that's definitely a way to cut costs.
That makes a lot of sense.
Man, this is one of the things I think about stocks for me is that it all been so overwhelming. I mean, you're talking about looking at annual reports and doing this and what's the benchmark and all of that, man. But I think that what I'm gathering from what you're saying is that they're just take it one step at a time. So begin with a
Mhm.
long-term play. Generally, when you get into 401ks, those are safer investments.
Yeah.
they may diversify the portfolio with things like bonds or whatever. And then there's these individual stocks are a little bit more aggressive. Does that sound pretty accurate?
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. So
Cool, man.
just
Well,
like is the things that you
yeah,
want
man.
to just look at investments, and then the short term, those are the ones that are a little bit more risky.
Okay.
Man,
Well, Jawan, thank you
I
so
got
much
some.
for joining us today. We learned a lot. I know I did. I'm sure
Man,
Mari did too.
I'm over here thinking about
So
yo how much research I got to do. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for
same.
having me, and of course, if you guys want to if you want, you can also consider financial consultation, which will provide you that quick step to get where you need to go.
Definitely, man. How can
Awesome.
people
Thank
reach
you.
out to you for that those consultations?
Yeah, you can just, go to my website. Actually, it's www.jlrmanagement.com, and everything's there. You can even sign up for a 20-minute slot, free financial consultation. You could be on your way, or you can sign up for the more in depth and where you can get an hour session or a 2 hour session from you.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Awesome. Thanks so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
again, Joanne, for sharing
Yo,
lots
thanks
of
for joining us,
knowledge.
man, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Riz,
So, what did you learn, AJ?
I need to read a book. Well, hop on YouTube because don't might read no more. But yeah, but nah, man, it's something I've been having a lot of fun with. I've been learning. I finally feel like it's accessible to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just taking it little by little. Testing this out. That's just a little bit of money. You don't want to go throwing in everything at once, but just kind of
Sounds
familiarizing
so like
myself with the
trial
field.
and
It's been
error.
really fun. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Hey, but we're gonna keep getting our money up. But
Yes.
this has been another episode of 28 Days and Beyond.
Where we talk about our history, our heritage, and our culture. We'll see you next time.